don't film this in the mornings.
I woke up like 10 minutes before I left, so it might as well be morning.
But it's not morning for everyone else. We're going with hello.
But good morning just works.
No, it doesn't. It's not morning.
So you're saying you can only say good morning in the morning?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, I got it.
Oh dear.
Ayola room falls.
I can't say that.
Just give it a try, come on.
No, I'm not gonna give it a try, actually. I'm fine not giving it a try.
Please?
No.
Just do it!
Fine. Ayo, room falls.
This is the only time I'll admit that I'm wrong.
Thank you.
But I still think good morning is better.
Just say hello. We've been on the air for like 2 minutes now.
No.
Just start. Hello.
Ayo!
Stop. Hello, La Room Falls. This is Ghost and Holden on Channel 7, bringing you a new segment.
An advice column.
Yes. We've, unfortunately, been stuck with the task of giving the people of La Room Falls advice. So, I suppose we should get started. Ghost, if you would do the honors.
Okay, so, this one says, Dear Ghost and Holden, where will the voting for the new school supplies take place? Sincerely, Joe.
What? That's it?
Looks like it.
That's not how an advice column works.
Well, you could advise them where to go.
I suppose there's no harm in it. It's going to be at the mall on Quid Street. There. You happy?
Maybe if you said it in a funny voice.
Just read the next one.
This one is from Kai. They, she. And it says, Dear Ghost and Holden, my name is Kai and I'm 18. I heard about your new advice column in town and thought I'd try it out. Maybe you could help me with this. The other day I was at my friend's house and all I could do was worry about a test I had in history the next day. I'm tired of missing out on the present by overthinking the future or the past. Do you have anything to suggest on just being more mindful and in the moment? Thanks for the listen. Sincerely, Kai. My advice is that I just think if you don't think, you can't overthink. So don't think about your test. Don't think about your homework. Just think about nothing.
I don't think everyone has the privilege to not think like you do.
I think everyone can just turn off their brain and not think.
Can you turn your brain on, though?
No. Sometimes. I mean, you confuse me. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
No.
Yes.
I think if anyone just looked back at any of our other broadcasts, they would understand.
See that I am a distinguished intellectual.
I would disagree.
I don't care. You always disagree. I would disagree.
Okay, first of all, what is that? What is that?
Like?
I don't sound anything like that.
I don't sound anything like that.
This feels a tad bit like harassment, and I can report you to HR. I can do it so fast.
Do we have an HR?
I mean, I think.
I don't think this counts as harassment, and I think you've harassed me much more than I have ever harassed you. You just called me dumb.
I did not.
Can you turn your brain on?
It was a genuine question. I think you'd find it hard to prove in court that was harassment.
I think you'd find it hard to prove in court that this is harassment.
Okay, listen. I will not stand for this. Kai did not send in this letter for you to harass me. And your advice to them was not even that good to begin with. I think that Kai would appreciate some actual advice. Don't clear your throat while I'm speaking.
If my advice...
That's what you sound like.
If my advice was so bad and so unhelpful, then please, go ahead. Give your advice.
I will.
You were just waiting for that moment.
I will. Yes. I was waiting.
Okay.
I was
I'm
waiting
gonna
patiently.
Sit here quietly.
Yeah, you better shut up. Shut up.
Okay.
Quiet your mouth.
Okay.
Thank you.
Quiet. Not gonna say anything.
You are still talking.
Not gonna
You
speak.
are still talking.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
But just one more thing.
I swear. What do you want?
I don't think you're gonna say anything more helpful than what I said.
Oh, turn your brain off.
You can't
just
overthink.
turn it off. How? Oh, can you reach into your head and flip a bloody switch?
No, dumbass. It's a metaphorical.
Oh, you know what a
Turning my
metaphor
brain
is.
off.
Oh, since your advice was so abysmal, I will give Kai my advice.
So
which-
just say it.
I'm getting to it if I was not interrupted by very loud, talkative co-hosts.
I don't have any of those.
Yeah, no, but I do. Unfortunately, I said, "Oh, Ren." When she gave me the job, I said, "Oh, Ren, please let me have this job alone. Please don't give me a co-host. Please don't give me a co-anchor." And what they do, they come in there click-clacking on their heels, and they say, "Oh, this is Ghost. He's gonna be your co-anchor." I specifically requested.
Why
to
didn't
be
you say
alone.
co-host? Ghost the co-host. It rhymes.
Not even gonna
I can see the smoke coming out
justify
of your
that
ears.
with a response. I'm not gonna justify that with a
Because
response.
it was hilarious and you don't want to admit it.
Anyway, Kai.
Ghost the co-host.
Kai. If you don't know how to turn your brain off, because not all of us can, and some of us never had our brain on to begin with, I would like to offer the solution. Like, living in the moment and being present is not all it's chalked up to be. If you are anxious hanging out with your friends, or if you're worried about a test that you have the next day, guess what? All of that can go away if you just disconnect yourself from reality.
That is exactly what I said.
It is absolutely not.
Turning
what you
your
said.
brain off and disconnecting
No,
from reality are the same thing.
They are different, and I will tell you why.
Because you said one and I said the other one.
No. Because, let me tell you why. You shut your brain off, you're not thinking about anything, but you might find yourself in a predicament where those thoughts will keep cropping up for you. But if you just disconnect yourself from reality, you can think of whatever you want.
This is terrible advice.
In your head, you can pretend you don't have a test tomorrow. You can pretend you've never had a test in your entire life. You can just think about whatever your mind takes you to. And that, I think, is the beauty of the mind.
I think this is exactly what I just said.
No.
Yes.
Let me ask you something, Ghost. When you turn your brain off, what do you think about?
Nothing.
Exactly.
And that is the beauty of it.
And that
Because
is why it is different
who
from what
wants
I
to-
have said.
Okay, but it's not.
It is.
Because you can think about whatever you want. Okay, well, if I chose to think about something, then I would think about something. But I am choosing to not think about anything, which means there is nothing that I want to be thinking about, so I'm not thinking about anything.
Which is boring.
No.
Because you're just sitting there and you're staring at a wall, when in your mind, you can be off in a magical space. You can be in a place where you are not constrained by...
All right. I'm bored, and I want a coffee.
Coffee? We're in the middle of a show.
I got everyone coffee. Oh. And cookies.
I don't drink coffee. Put something down, you're making me anxious.
Has anyone had a cookie yet?
Yes, alright. Those aren't that bad. Where'd you get them?
You know that bakery on Charles Street?
Which one is that again?
The one with the,
Oh, I love that bakery. Please.
Yeah. Holden.
Right, so the next letter is from Olga Bulga Barrymore, pronouns they, them, thou. Darling dears, Ghost and Golden, or is it Ghost and Holden? I live in a region with little rainfall during most of the year, with 2 or 3 weeks of absolute downpour near midsummer. I've lived here all my life, but recently moved into some new digs, and this is my first summer rain in this house. The house seemed sound enough when I signed the contract, and I suppose it is sound, as it doesn't leak, but there are critters in the walls that go absolutely nuts when the rain starts. The mice go out and have little mud parties under my porch, and several large rats have taken to using my loofah as a raft in the pond. They track an insane amount of mud. Now, I'm not the tidiest turtle in town, but I do take pride in having a swept floor. I've tried to talk to them, but they just laugh. Any suggestions on how to remedy the situation? All I want is a consistently clean floor. Sincerely, Sad and Sopping in the South.
Is there a reason you read it like that?
Read it like what?
Like how you just read it?
Normal?
That was not your voice.
No, it was Olga Bulga Barrymore's voice.
Oh, so you know what Olga Bulga Barrymore sounds like?
Of course I do.
How?
We're neighbours.
You're not neighbors.
We're neighbours.
I know where you live, you're not neighbors.
We're neighbours.
You're not neighbors.
Yeah, you know where I live, but they literally just said they recently moved into some new digs. And those digs are near my house.
I was at your house like yesterday. I mean...
Okay. You were not at my house yesterday.
You're right, I was not.
You were at my house yesterday.
I was not at your house yesterday. I was at your house a couple days ago.
Hold on. You said I was at your house yesterday.
Actually,
that
I
makes
made a
me
mistake.
worried that either you were at someone else's house when you meant to be at my house, or you were just at my house without my knowledge. Which one is it, Ghost?
I was not at anyone's house except my own. Yesterday. Well,
Wait.
That's a lie. But I was not at your house yesterday. I misspoke.
Did you?
Yes.
It really worries me.
I just made a mistake.
It really worries
People make
me.
mistakes sometimes. Okay,
I
Holden?
disagree. I never
Oh,
make
you've
mistakes.
never made a mistake.
No, I've never made a mistake.
So you're saying that agreeing to start this job was not a mistake?
You know what? It might have been.
Exactly.
That might be the only mistake I've made. No, starting this job was not a mistake. Because I requested a solo
We
news
went
reporting
over this
job.
earlier in the episode. I get it. You want a
Yes.
monologue like
I
the
would
sad,
like to monologue.
old thing you are.
Thank you.
But I don't care.
I don't give a...
Should we get back to the question, Holden?
Yes.
I definitely remember what the question was.
I think if you want a clean floor, you just gotta tell the mice not to go in.
Or you could get them a little tiny welcome mat and say, please wipe your feet before entering.
Mice can't read.
Well, mine mice can read.
You don't have mice.
Yeah, I do. There's like 3 little dudes that come by my house sometimes.
Are you sure they're mice?
Yes, I'm sure they're mice.
What do they look like?
Like mice. They got like the big teeth
What
and the
do
ears
mice-
and little whiskers.
That could just be a really disheveled man.
They're very small.
Men can be small.
It's a mouse. Multiple mice.
Could be multiple men.
I've had multiple men in my house before, and I can assure you this is not multiple men, but mice. They have told me they were mice. We, like, sit around and drink tea sometimes.
Maybe they're men pretending to be mice.
I'm not dumb enough to confuse men and mice.
Are you sure?
I'm sure that they are mice. I know you think that I don't have any brain cells, but I have at least enough to know the difference between a mouse and a man. Unless it's our buddy Elias. He kind of looks like a mouse.
You sure Elias isn't coming by your house? You know he's a twin. I wouldn't put it past him to be a triplet
There's
either.
2 of them?
Yeah, Elias is a twin.
How did you know that?
He's right there. Do you not talk to our crew?
I thought they were the same person this whole time.
What are you talking about?
Well, I've never seen them both in the same room. But now it makes sense why sometimes Elias was wearing 2 different shirts on the same day.
No, that was just him changing shirts. He spilled coffee on himself.
No,
His
but this...
twin does not work here.
Oh.
Anyway, back to the rat question. Not the question about whether or not you know the difference between mice and men. We are talking about Olga Bulga Barrymore's rat problem. I would say, just ask the rats kindly not to track mud in your house. As we all know, rats can't read, but they can understand speech pathology. If you just tell them, hey look, I'm gonna put a mat by the entrance, they'll know to go up to it and wipe their little feet on the mat before coming inside.
Or you could put up a sign.
I just explained
the mice outside
that they can't read.
The mice that live under my porch, and their little rat friends also, all know how to read. So I think that the mice and rats, the rodents on my side of town, just know how to read for some reason.
We have not yet established that they are rats. So...
But there's no man living under my porch.
How sure are you? You bring home some questionable people.
No comment. But I know for a fact that I am talking about actual rodents and not men.
Alright. Well, I guess Olga Bulga Barrymore will just have to get back to us on that then.
Yeah.
I will go over to Olga Bulga Barrymore's house tomorrow, and I will ask them to do both methods. And we will see who reigns victorious.
Me.
Because
my method is tried and true.
With your rats.
I've been hanging out with rats for years now.
That's not how science works.
I don't care how science works.
Obviously. Which is why your method will not work at all.
Yeah.
What was that
You
about?
seem to think you're always right.
I'm always right.
But my method has been tested.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And proven
Oh, because
to
you
work.
have little tea parties with your rats?
Yes.
Wait, what? You have tea parties with your rats?
Sometimes they come in and I give them some food.
Do you sit down at a table and drink tea with rats?
You know that table in my living room that you saw that one time and you questioned me about it and you were like, why do you have such a small table in your house? And why don't I see it every time I come over? That may or may not have been the tea party table. But you can't prove anything.
I think I can.
No.
I think
No,
all
I
of
don't
LaRuum Falls can.
I don't think all of LaRuum Falls listens to our show.
No, they do.
Hello! I need everyone to know Holden smells like eggs.
I don't eat eggs.
Okay, well, you smell like them.
What kind of egg? Because in some instances, that could be a compliment.
I really am not meaning it as a compliment.
And yet you have not specified what type of egg I smell like.
You smell like a smelly egg. And that...
Yes, all eggs smell, except for Cerberus puppy eggs.
That's not what you smell like, though. You smell like that weird bird with, 8 legs. You know what I'm talking about?
The spider bird.
Is it a spider bird?
Yep.
Then yes.
Have you not been to school?
It's been a while. I happen to be a fan of those birds, but their eggs do not smell good. So...
Are you talking about the spider bird or the 8-legged cardinal?
I don't know this many animals.
Sucks to be you, I guess.
That's really rude. Really, really, really rude.
Wow, and you mimicking my voice at the beginning of this show
Are
is
we
not rude.
still gonna keep going back
Yes,
to that?
we are.
Like you've never mimicked my voice
I've
before.
never mimicked your voice before.
Oh yeah, okay.
Ever.
I have proof.
Where? Show me, because I have proof.
We're in the middle of recording. I'm not gonna show
me
you.
the proof. Oh, big mighty ghost, apparently. If you have it.
You think I'm big and mighty?
Okay, that's enough. That's enough for today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Holden.
And I'm Ghost.
And this has been LaRuum Falls News. See you next time.
Peace out!
No. The Room Falls is a podcast distributed by Cosmic Fish Studios and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 International License.
Today's episode was produced by Alex Achilles and Samuel Zeger, with music written by Maverick Hicks.
Ghost was played by Samuel Zeger. Holden was played by Alex Achilles.
Special thanks to Kylie for Kai's submission. Rate and review us online. For more information, view show notes or visit roomfalls.card.co.
We hope you tune in next time.